Hello there everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to talk about the brand new Five Nights at Freddy's trailer. So obviously we have this brand new trailer, and obviously Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is coming this November, which is really nice. I'm really excited for that film because I really liked the first film too, and obviously I really respect the video game. Or the video games, I guess. There are multiple of them. So, what is Five Nights at Freddy's? Well, the Five Nights at Freddy's film franchise is a supernatural horror series based on the wildly popular video game series created by Scott Cawthon, I think. Cawthon, yeah, something like that. The first film was released on it was released in October 2023, directed by Emma Tammy and produced by Blumhouse Productions and Scott Cawthon Productions, with animatronics crafted by Jim Henson's Creature Shop. Obviously, Jim Henson's Creature Shop also made various puppets and Muppets and other I guess animatronics throughout the years. I believe they made, obviously, I think they made the Muppets, right? Made the little puppets, I guess, for that show, and they also made the puppets for Labyrinth. Also made a couple of other things too, but they're pretty well known, so that's great. A sequel, obviously, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is scheduled for release on this in December 2025. Okay, yeah, well, it's December, not November. So there we go. All right, the characters in this film franchise. We have Mike Schmidt, obviously a troubled security guard haunted by his past, takes a job at Freddy's Fazbear's restaurant, right? It's like a pizzeria, right? Abby Schmidt is obviously the little sister of Mike. Mike's younger sister forms a bond with the animatronics. We have Vanessa Shelley, a local police officer with a dark family secret. William Afton, the true villain, serial killer behind the missing children. And the animatronics, obviously, they include Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and Mr. Cupcake, possessed by murdered kids. Oh boy. So obviously the themes in this film, or I guess in these couple of films, will be about childhood trauma and guilt. Mike's dreams and obsession with his brothers kidnapping reflect unresolved grief and guilt. Obviously Mike Schmidt also had a little brother, but he was actually taken away by someone. I guess it was probably William Afton, but that's where the secret lies, right? Possession and revenge. The animatronics are haunted by the souls of murdered children seeking justice. Family protection. Mike struggled to protect Abby from both external threats and his own past. Corruption of innocence. A once joyful pizzeria become a site of horror and death. Identity and deception. Characters like William Afton hide behind false personas. Obviously. So, the story of the first film goes as followed. Mike Schmidt, desperate to keep custody of his sister Abby, takes a night security job at the abandoned Freddy Fazbear's pizzeria. He begins experiencing vivid dreams about his brother Garrett's abduction, which intertwine with the haunted history of the pizzeria. The animatronics Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and Mr. Cupcake are revealed to be possessed by the spirits of 5 missing children. Mike learns that the animatronics were manipulated by William Afton. Obviously, the serial killer who murdered the children and hides their bodies inside the suits. Boy, that's really dark, but I love it. Afton, disguised as the career counselor Steve Raglan, returns wearing the spring bunny suit to reclaim control. Abby, with Mike's help, draws a picture revealing the truth to the animatronics, who turn on Afton. His suit malfunctions, trapping and fatally injuring him. The film ends with Mike and Abby surviving, Vanessa hospitalized in a coma, and Afton left to rot inside the animatronic suit. Obviously, that's very interesting. So the backstories of the character, I just talked about that, but obviously Mike Schmidt has a tragic past. Mike witnessed the abduction of his younger brother Garrett during a family camping trip in 1987. This trauma haunts him through his reoccurring dreams and guilt. Obviously, family fallout after Garrett's disappearance. Mike's mother died, possibly by suicide, and his father either abandoned the family or took his own life. Mike became Abby's legal guardian. Employment struggles, fired from multiple jobs due to emotional instability and impulsive behavior. He once tackled a man in a mall, mistaking him for a kidnapper. Connection to Freddy's. Takes the night shift at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria to keep custody of Abby. His dreams begin to reveal clues about Garrett's kidnapper. Confrontation with evil. Obviously, eventually discovers that his career counselor Steve Raglan is actually William Afton, the man who killed Garrett and 5 other children. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Obviously, this is a very interesting personage, I guess, because William Afton is actually played by Matthew Lillard, obviously the GOAT himself. I really like that. And in the sequel, we'll see him, I guess, collaborating once again with his co-star from Scream. And obviously, they're going to play, obviously, William Afton and his associate, which is just fantastic. I mean, they really have great chemistry in the Scream franchise, and I really can't wait to see what they'll do. So Abby Schmidt, creative and introverted, a 10-year-old girl who expresses herself through drawings and has imaginary friends, later revealed to be spirits of the murdered children. Supernatural sensitivity, she bonds with the animatronics who recognize her innocence. Drawings play a key role in revealing the truth to them. Family isolation, grew up without knowing Garrett. Her aunt Jane tries to take custody for selfish reasons, but Abby remains loyal to Mike. Heroic moment, draws a picture showing William Afton killing the children, which helps the animatronics break free from his control. So Vanessa Shelley, dual identity, a local police officer who is secretly the daughter of William Afton. She grew up loving Freddy's and aware of her father's crimes. Burn of knowledge, eventually learns the truth about her father's murders and the animatronic's possession. She struggles with guilt and fear. Protective role, helps Mike and Abby navigate the dangers of Freddy's. She's stabbed by Afton while trying to stop him and ends up in a coma. Possible redemption arc, her fate is left uncertain, but her actions suggest a desire to break free from her father's legacy. Obviously, William Afton, Steve Raglan, the Yellow Rabbit, or I guess Springtrap. Serial killer murdered Garrett and 5 other children in the 1980s, hiding their bodies inside animatronic suits. Master manipulator uses the alias Steve Raglan to recruit vulnerable people like Mike, controls the animatronics through physiological manipulation. Springlock suit wears a spring bunny suit to become the Yellow Rabbit, eventually trapped and mutilated by its springlock mechanism. Or Springtrap. Springlock? One of the both. I think one of the two. Infamous line, "I always come back," hinting at his return in future films, which is really, really nice. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Matthew Lillard. Ever since I saw him in Scooby-Doo, I've been just this really, big fan of him. Obviously, I saw him in Screen, and, seeing him in films and series makes me smile. I'm not quite sure why, but he has this kind of like charisma to him. And it's really nice, actually. I think he's probably the best ever Shaggy, interpretation we have, obviously. And Stewie from Scream, it was also very fun to see. And I can't wait to see him return in the sequel. So obviously the sequel to Five Nights at Freddy's is set to release on the 5th of December, obviously 2025. And obviously December being the month that obviously studios plan their films, with great precaution, because December is the month where obviously families are together and families are doing stuff. That's why Avatar releases in December. That's why pretty much like all the sequel Star Wars films are released in December. That's when obviously studios know that the families are together, and if families are together, more people watch films, right? It's kind of interesting to think about. But obviously directed again by Emma Tammy, written by Scott Cawthon, I guess, the creator of the original game series. Oh, that's nice. This installment expands the lore, introduces new characters, and raises the stakes with more animatronics and deeper emotional threats. So Josh Hutcherson plays Mike Schmidt, right? Former security guard hunted by Freddy's, right? Elizabeth Leal plays Vanessa Shelley, police officer, daughter of William Afton. Piper Rubio plays Abby Schmidt, Mike's younger sister connected to animatronics. Matthew Lillard, William Afton / Springtrap, serial killer, presumed dead but returns ominously. Yeah, there we go. Alright, Skeet Ulrich, undisclosed role, rumored to play Henry Emily, Afton's ex-partner. Wayne Knight, undisclosed role, appears in thriller Attacked by Animatronic. McKenna Grace, paranormal investigator, finds haunted objects tied to Freddy's. That's nice. I mean, she's doing something nice here, because obviously McKenna Grace played in Ghostbusters. She also played in a lot of different things, actually, which is really nice. And I think McKenna Grace, Maya Goth, and Jenna Ortega, and oh boy, what's her name again? I think Sydney Sweeney are like the the most, I guess, used girls in Hollywood right now. I'm not quite sure. Like, if you need a young actress, they're there, right? But that's really nice because I think they're pretty much the future of the I guess the Hollywood franchise. I guess the female actresses, they could be great female actresses in the future, if that makes sense. I mean, I'm not quite sure. I'm a big fan of them, like all four of them, which is really nice, and I really can't wait to see what they'll do next. But McKenna Grace here playing a paranormal investigator, obviously, you know, Ghostbuster coded, right? That's really nice. Alright, there are a few other paranormal investigators. I just hope that McKenna Grace doesn't die in the first like minutes of the film. Hopefully she stays longer. So set 1 year after the events of the first film, the town has turned Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria into a kitschy local legend hosting a festival called Fast Fest. That's nice, interesting. But beneath the carnival lights, the horrors of the past still linger. Mike, still traumatized, tries to shield Abby from the truth. But Abby, drowned by her mysterious bond with the animatronics, sneaks out to reconnect with Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. This triggers a new wave of terror. A new animatronics appear, including Toy Freddy, Toy Chica, and Mangle emerge, more violent and unpredictable than before. I'm not quite sure. I have also seen this animatronic in the trailer with this play box, right? Is that Mangle? I'm not quite sure. I haven't really played a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's video games, but obviously the audience is there. It's really nice to see actually people still talk about this film, and yeah, I'm a big fan because of the hype and because of the, you know, the fans' reactions to the first film. I really appreciate that, and it's really nice for you know, Blumhouse and also you know, the Five Nights at Freddy's fans to actually have another sequel, and hopefully we'll get more. Hopefully we can, you know, see tons more films for that, but you just need to wait and see, right? So, alright, this triggers a new wave of terror, obviously. Vanessa, recovering from her injuries, returns to help Mike uncover the deeper origins of Freddy's and confront her father's legacy. Meanwhile, William Afton, presumed dead, may be returning in new form. His infamous line, "I always come back," looms large. So there we go. Obviously, there are tons of animatronics to use. Obviously, from the classic video games, you know, video games. Obviously, we had, I think it's Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, which obviously had various different versions of the iconic characters. But obviously, the main ones are Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie the Rabbit, Chica the Chicken, Foxy the Pirate, Golden Freddy, and the Endoskeleton. Obviously, FF2, we had Toy Freddy, Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, Mangle, Balloon Boy. Yeah, Balloon Boy is also going to be in the sequel of the film, which is nice. The Puppet, which is nice. Obviously, we had Withered Freddy, Bonnie Chica, Foxy, Golden Freddy, and Shadow Freddy. We had Phantom Freddy, Phantom Chica, Phantom Foxy, Phantom Mangle. 2 in the later adaptations, and Five Nights at Freddy's 4, we had Nightmare Freddy, Nightmare Bonnie, Nightmare Chica, Foxy, Nightmare Freddy, Freddy Fazbear, and Nightmare obviously Plush Trap in general, Chucky Bonnie and Jacko Chica. Jacko Chica and Jacko Bonnie. Nightmarion, which is also another one. Circus Baby, Ballora, which is another animatronic here. Rockstar Freddy, Rockstar Bonnie, and Rockstar Chica, which is nice. Obviously, we had Glam Rock Freddy and the Security Breach one, and the Glam Rock Chica. Montgomery Gator. Oh yeah, that's also another one, right? Roxanne Wolf, that's also one. Daycare Attendant, DJ Music Man, Mini Music Man, Burn Trap, and the Blob. And Vanny, which is a human antagonist of that film. So there are lots of possibilities for, obviously, antagonists in the film franchise, and I really can't wait for the sequel. It's one of my most anticipated films of the year. But obviously there are multiple films that I have that I'm very excited for. Obviously we have the Hill Mary Project 2, Avatar 3. We have obviously Fantastic Four coming out. By the time you're watching this, I might have already seen it. I'm not quite sure. So there we go. We've got tons of cool things coming out in November too. Obviously series 2, and I really can't wait. I'm really excited for this brand new film. So right, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will check you later. Goodbye everyone.